Hey everybody, how you doing? It's April 4th. It's Friday. There we go. Hey, we got the right camera. Hey, we're going to be doing some more traditional drawing today.
Hello, everybody.
So I got Nick here, we got Dustin here, we got Aaron here, and we're going to be doing some drawing, and maybe we'll even do a couple of requests. I don't know.
Sup?
Yeah, but I want to get back to. I've been really digging doing the crayon drawings. I don't know why, but it's something new, I guess. And there's such an influx of AI images lately that's driving me nuts. So I'm retaliating by going back to nice, as Nick calls it, artisanal work, artisanal art. Yeah. Right here. Handcrafted art on paper. Using traditional materials. This is our middle finger to AI.
Savannah on YouTube says, yay, requests.
Yes. So anyway, before I get started, we've always got housekeeping stuff to do when we get going on our Friday stream. So Nick, you want to take it away?
Yeah, we've got a pretty cool sale. This is the first time we've ever done this. We are doing our golden ticket sale. We've got...
just like Willy Wonka.
We've got 15 courses on our website marked with a little gold symbol. And if you purchase any of those courses between now and Monday, you're automatically eligible for a free annual membership upgrade. We're going to randomly select 15 people that purchase those courses. Or if you want to buy an annual membership, which is still on sale, we're going to pick 5 people and randomly upgrade them to a lifetime membership. Or if you buy a monthly streaming plan, we're going to randomly upgrade 5 people to an annual plan. Now, if you're already an annual member, don't worry, or monthly streaming member, you don't have to do anything. You're automatically eligible. But also, if you want to pick up Aaron's signed art book or the Regal Lion t-shirt, which I'm wearing today, both of those will also automatically enter you for an opportunity to win one of our golden tickets. So we're basically doing 25 golden tickets. All these items are eligible. All you have to do is purchase any one course or any one of these items. The more you purchase, the more chances you have to win. You can find the complete description on the website.
Spread the news.
CreatureArtTeacher.com.
We need new eyes. We're new customers. We're spreading the word.
Spreading the word. Help us get it out there.
Spread the word.
So we're going to draw today. I'm going to start with my own drawing.
Professional question. Can I download TV Paint for free? You can get a trial of TV Paint for free. They do offer a free trial, but it is a paid program. It's not a paid program.
It is a paid program. But I'm telling you, I love it.
You love it?
We also, I'm just going to hint at it, Nick. I know you don't want me to say anything, but I'm going to just hint at something. We bought a whole bunch of equipment recently, and we got some fun stuff in the works that we're probably going to announce in the coming weeks that I think you guys will dig.
Yeah, and if you are a member, that stuff is going to be include discounts. So now's a great time to get a membership. We can't say what it is, but we're always doing live events exclusively for members. We had our every Friday, we do a members exclusive live stream. We just did that earlier where we showed a sneak peek at our next project that we're working on.
Yeah.
So go to CreatureArtTeacher.com, pick up a course, or become a member.
Yeah, you're talking about that workshop that we're doing in Africa, right?
I wish.
TBD. D says, hey, y'all, the best money I've ever spent is my lifetime membership.
Hey, I'm glad. That's good to hear. Thank you.
D on Twitch. Thank you, D.
Spread the word.
Michelle on Facebook says, hey there, Cat Crew.
Hey.
Michelle.
My bell.
Erica says, tell what it is now. I can't wait. Not yet. Soon.
And Erica says, I'm wearing that shirt today too, Nick.
Oh, that's awesome. We must have been picking up on the same vibes. If you go, also, just when we get the slides on our upcoming events, yesterday at the Cleveland International Film Festival was the first screening of Snow Bear. We heard from some people that went.
Did we?
Yep. If you missed it, there's also going to be another screening on Saturday. This Saturday, if you're in the Cleveland, Ohio area, go to the QR code on your screen or just search Cleveland International Film Festival. You can find tickets. Aaron also flies next week up to Toronto. He's going to be there for Taffy, which is the Toronto Arts and Animation Festival International. And then we're going to be back in our hometown of Orlando, Florida, April 16th and 18th for showing Snow Bear at the Florida Film Festival. And then at the end of the month, we're going to be out in San Francisco. So check out all of those events. We hope you can see Snow Bear.
Going all around the world.
Watch your head a little bit, Aaron.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's all right. Let me know.
Hair!
Get a little action dynamic pose here for this wolf type character.
Flavio says, congratulations.
Flavio! I like saying that
Congratulations for the Snow Bear award winning.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we won Best International Film at Animation Dingle, which was exciting. Wish I could see it. Are there any ways to view it from Texas? Not yet, but stay tuned. We're going to be doing a Snow Bear Road Show, and we'll definitely be making a stop in Texas for sure.
Yeah. Now we're going to be going to Annecy. We're going to be in, actually, should talk about Berlin a little bit.
Berlin.
We're going to be in Berlin. I'm going to be speaking there May 20th through the 26th, I believe are the dates. And we're going to be doing our road show there. And that'll be a separate ticketed event at Playgrounds. So I'm going to be speaking at Playgrounds, but then also going to be doing the road show. Those tickets are going to be going on sale next week. So keep an eye out on the Playgrounds website,
which is weareplaygrounds.nl. I just posted a link.
Yeah, so that'll be going on sale next week. So if you're in Berlin or Poland or someplace nearby, come and see us. I'd love to see you.
Emberberry Art says, Aaron's crayon phase has made me want to buy some for the childhood memories.
Yeah, see, I'm hoping that's what I was hoping to kind of inspire that.
Head. Hair.
What's that? Oh, hair?
Yeah.
All right.
Phoenix says, it's crazy that I can just chat with you here. You're such an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Corin says, I love these live streams. Thanks for the amazing time.
And Komojo says, more crayon drawings. It's always nice to see great art made without fancy, expensive tools.
That's right.
Darn straight.
Manuel says, hey, Aaron, I'm trying to make a comic, but I've been having a hard time getting the story to come out right. All of the storytelling rules that I've read seem to bog me down, but I'm terrified that my story is going to be terrible after all that work. Any help you can suggest?
You know, I'm a big proponent of structure, story structure, and you know, and working within that. For me, understanding story structure and working within the structure helps keep a story cohesive. Now, that being said, you know, every rule is meant to be broken. You can break every rule. Just know that you're breaking it and why you're breaking it. And, you know, if you can, you know, one of the things about understanding structure is that when you're having trouble with your story, you have something to go back to kind of troubleshoot. Because by and large, you know, most Western storytelling falls within, you know, whether it's a novel or a screenplay or whatever, they tend to fall into a certain structure. You know, you've got your inciting incident, well, you've got basically your setup, and then your inciting incident, your launch into Act 2, and even in books, it's basically the same kind of thing. And so when you understand that sort of thing, and thematic, for me, understanding thematic is probably one of the most important things. I try to figure out what my story is about as soon as possible, because that really creates the parameters of the story that I want to tell. And it doesn't mean that it won't change. It can change, it can evolve, it can morph, but you want to try to nail something so that you're not just throwing everything under the sun into the story.
And Michelle Wasserman says, I already got my tickets to the San Francisco Walt Disney Family Museum.
All right, Michelle, we can't wait to see you.
Brenda says, "Hey, Aaron, in Amsterdam, you told us that you really like writing. Do you have a structure to your writing? I would also like to start writing stories, but I'm not sure how to start."
Yes, well, that's kind of where I was talking about. I tend to I'll come up with a notion, and then I sit down and I think about what is it, what's the idea of the story that I want to tell, and then from there I try to find what that is about, and I'll spend a lot of time exploring that. What is the thematic? What is it that I'm trying to say with this story? There's I'm writing a screenplay now. It's for a kind of a feature version of Snow Bear, and it's not the same story, but it exists in that world, and so it's not the same story as Snow Bear. So I needed to sit down and say, okay, what is it that I want to say in this world? And so, and I'll start off with kind of a plot-driven idea, and then I need to figure out, you really have to find, or I find, I have to find that B story, that emotional story. What's the growth that the hero character is going to go through, and how do you show that in action? How do you show that through emotional growth and all of that? And so those are the things that I try to think about when I'm pulling together a story.
Claire says, I'm sitting here drawing animals for an art project right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. And Matt says, that is a bombshell announcement.
Oh, the golden ticket?
Yeah.
No, the feature on Snow Bear, I think is what they were talking about.
Oh. Well, I'm not giving anything away, but it takes place in the same universe. We're actually developing 4 different ideas. Who knows where they'll go? Not in the same universe, but just different feature ideas.
Speaking of the golden ticket, for people just joining us, we are running a very cool sale at creatureartteacher.com. It's actually the 10th anniversary of our complete animation course bundle, which is our most popular course. And so we thought to celebrate, we'd do something pretty special. We're giving away 25 golden tickets. What does that mean?
You've got a golden ticket.
Well, if you purchase any of the courses designated with a little icon on our website, if you go to creatureartteacher.com, you can see them by clicking the link at the top of the website. If you purchase any of those, you'll be automatically eligible to be upgraded potentially to a free annual membership. Or if you purchase an annual membership, 5 people will be randomly upgraded to a lifetime membership. And if you purchase streaming, 5 of you will be purchased to annual. So thank you, or upgraded free to annual. So good luck, everybody.
Edwin Rodriguez from YouTube asks, how often does Disney Animation let their staff pitch ideas?
It used to be once a year we had the Gong Show. It was called the Gong Show, where anybody in the studio could pitch an idea. But if you're kind of an established director already, you can pretty much pitch anytime.
YouTube comment, I just want to thank you, Aaron. I recently got a Wacom Cintiq based on your recommendation, and drawing has never been this good.
Oh, that's great.
Fun Film
Let Wacom know.
Fun Film wants to know, do you have a favorite color crayon?
Did I ask someone?
I don't know.
Oh, did you? I didn't.
No, you don't.
I thought,
You didn't.
I thought I was going to.
I don't know. No, I don't. I don't think I do.
Do you have a favorite color, just in general?
I like teal green. That's
I'm a
my
big fan of
favorite
that.
color. It's like a blue green.
Yeah.
I'm more of an olive.
Eric says, I recently showed your crayon animation to my kindergarten through 8th grade art classes.
Oh, cool.
They have never been more impressed and quiet. Thank you for helping us teachers show what matters is making art.
Yes. That's great to hear.
Indigold Soul asks, what are your favorite stories to tell? Moral lessons, fantasy, history?
I like stories where we have a flawed protagonist, and the protagonist really their own worst enemy. Thing, like in Brother Bear, there was no real villain in the story. I mean, Denahi was kind of a driving force, but he wasn't a villain. The villain was our protagonist. It was Kenai, where it's his shortcomings that caused everything to kind of fall apart. And so it was his journey to understand that. And so that's pretty much what I like to do. The story I'm writing now, there is a antagonist in the story, but I wouldn't say it's the villain so much as just our main character really has a lot of growth to go through.
Krishna says, much love from the Himalayan side of India.
Hey,
Nice.
thanks.
And I just posted a link. I forgot. I kind of buried the lead on that complete animation course in the 10-year anniversary sale. That course has been marked down to just $10 for that bundle. So that's like over $100 off. That's a huge deal on that complete animation bundle. So if you've ever been interested in learning animation, you can pick up that course at an extremely low price, and you'll be eligible as part of our golden ticket giveaway.
Krishna Hari asks, can you give a lesson about time charts in animation, please?
Yeah, well, it's actually part in my it's in my paper animation course. If you get my animating on paper course, I go through a whole section where I talk about timing charts.
And I will post a link to that right now. That course is 40% off, the Aaron Blaze animation on paper course right now.
And someone else, which I cannot pronounce the name, unfortunately, but the person's asking, do you have a wolf drawing course on Creature Art Teacher?
Yes, I do. I've got a whole course on drawing wolves, foxes, and coyotes.
In fact, we have several animal drawing courses on our website. We've got how to draw bears, how to draw wolves, coyotes, and foxes, how to draw birds of prey, how to draw horses.
Big cats was my first one.
How to draw big cats, yep.
Yeah.
Venwin 25 asks, Aaron, how often do you use the overhand grip in drawing? And do you think it is necessary to use it for illustration?
No, it's you draw with it however you want to draw. People saying you have to hold a pencil a certain way and all that, it's malarkey.
What is the overhand grip for those that don't know?
If I'm assuming you're talking like this, the way I'm drawing like this. Which, I'll start out if I'm working on a big canvas, I'll start that way because it forces you to kind of draw broad. But otherwise, I tend to draw like this, but I don't do this. I tend to do this.
For those on the fence, Fun Film Animation says Creature Art Teacher courses and especially their membership is worth every cent. Well,
thank you, Fun Film.
Thank you.
I think we might have a new viewer here. Kunmi Animates asks, how long have you been animating on paper?
Oh, shoot. That's where I started. So I started animating 37 years ago. 1988 is when I started animating.
For people who don't know, Aaron was an original animator on Beauty and the Beast. He animated the Beast. He designed and animated Nala and the Lion King, Raja the Tiger and Aladdin, Yao and Mulan, and he directed Brother Bear.
That's right.
How do you flip through pages faster when animating on paper again? Like the whole flipping back and forth between pages.
Well, you want to hold the paper, you can flip up to four pages and you can see 5. So I'd be like this. And you just literally paint, flip this way. Walk this way.
And the more you practice it, the faster you can move it.
Yes.
This is an interesting animation question I don't think we've gotten. Boba Ice on YouTube asks, in a timing chart, there are sometimes cases where two elements, such as a body and a hand, have separate timings, for instance,
Yep.
but both have 9 frames. How should we approach working on that?
You put down separate charts.
So you do put different charts on the same
Yep.
paper?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And you just label it. So I'll have a chart. I do it all the time, or I used to do it all the time back when I worked on paper. And when I had assistants, I would say, this is the chart for the body, and I'd draw that. And then I'd say, okay, this is for the hand, and I'd draw that. And then I'd, maybe sometimes it doesn't necessarily follow the chart. So then I'd say on the rest, on the balance, follow the rough.
Question, does Disney archive production art, or do they have little interest in preservation?
Oh no, they've archived everything.
They actually have what they call the morgue. It's actually the Animation Research Library in California, and it's a over 1 million square foot facility where it's massive. Climate control,
Everything is
fireproof.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, Google Disney Animation Research Library, and
Yeah, it's very cool because I've had the opportunity to go in and I've pulled out backgrounds from Bambi and Snow White and Pinocchio, original animation from those films.
And Renola on YouTube asks, do you use mirrors in your studio to practice?
No, I've never used mirrors. I've always felt like, and I've never seen anyone that really used a mirror.
I've sometimes seen people use it for facial expressions, but
Yeah,
really,
but even then,
really
I mean,
rarely.
it's more of a gimmick. It's more of like, it looks good on camera,
Yeah.
but I never used mirrors. You just feel it. You feel the expression.
Any plans on coming to Spain at any point in time?
Yeah, I'm sure we will at some point. We were in Sevilla a few years ago, and the people that had us there are interested in having us back, so we might be back again, and we might be in Madrid at some point too, because we're, I'd love
Barcelona and all that.
to go see my good friend Sergio Pablos.
Yeah.
Sergio Pablos.
Catamount asks, did you ever get to work on Balto?
No, didn't work on Balto. That was a different company.
That was not a Disney production, although a lot of people think it was. It was Fox, wasn't it? Was that under,
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember.
Bluth? Was that under Bluth?
I don't think it was Bluth, but I could be wrong. There's a little wolf drawing that kind of stiffened up a little bit, but
I would love to pursue animation as a career, but I had to drop out of art school because it was too expensive for me. Can I land a job with only half an art degree?
you can land a job without an art degree. I don't have an art degree.
Yeah, and we have many people that have taken our courses that have gotten jobs. So, and they didn't, that's all they took. They didn't go to art school. So
Yeah.
it's about your reel or your portfolio, the quality of your work. That's what matters. It's not in art. Now, there are exceptions to that. If you're trying to sometimes work internationally or get a visa or something, sometimes a degree in those situations helps.
Yes.
But for lots of
Actually, almost always it helps.
in lots of what helps, but it's not always a requirement. But yeah, definitely. But lots of jobs now are remote, so that's becoming less and less of a hurdle. Is there an animal that you try to avoid drawing because it's so difficult to get right?
No. Nope.
Ghost Jumper on Twitch says, hello.
Hello.
Someone says, can you draw an elephant?
I can draw an elephant. We do this first, and I'll draw an elephant next. How about that? Draw me my old friend here,
Who's this? For people who don't know, just tuning in.
little Nala.
From The Lion King. Let us know in the comments if you've seen The Lion King. Actually, let us know in the comments if you haven't seen The Lion King also. I'd be curious. Aaron, could you one day make a video about how grayscale works, please? And also want an expression in character.
Yeah, I've got videos on grayscale, I believe. I know Ronnie has something like that in his course.
Yeah, we have I'll post links to both of them, but we have a course called Drawing Clear Expressions with Aaron Blaze, which is only...
That guy?
Yep, it's only $1 right now, and it's actually part of our golden ticket giveaway. So if you purchase that course for just $1, you might get free annual membership out of the deal. And Ronnie's course, Ronnie Williford, has a color theory course that's, I believe, 50% off. That's also part of that.
Yeesh.
So when we would draw, this is how loose I would draw. When we would animate, I would lay in the drawing like this. And then I would go back in and tie things down. Tying down means add, the detail. And
What was the hardest animal you've ever drawn?
the hardest animal I've ever drawn. Elephants are really hard. Elephants are hard. All animals are difficult. Everything's difficult. Drawing is not easy.
Crayons provide such a lovely texture. You're making me want to go pick up a box of Crayolas.
Yes, do it. Do it.
It's working.
Aaron, do you have any plans for more certifications? Yes, we do. Working on one very soon, actually, so stay tuned. Do they still hire 2D paper animators for anything?
Oh, sure. It depends on the studio you look at. There's spa studios in Madrid with
Arts of
Sergio
Klaus
Pablos.
are done in
There's
paper, yeah.
Tom Moore and Cartoon Saloon in Kilkenny, Ireland. There's
Studio Ghibli still does some stuff on
Studio
paper from
Ghibli,
time
yeah.
to time.
Ken Duncan Studio in Los Angeles still does that.
There's very little actually done on paper anymore. A lot of it's still hand drawn, but there are still the occasional project where it's called for.
Oh, did they say specifically paper?
They said paper.
Oh yeah, no, not really paper, but yeah. Sorry, I was thinking just 2D.
Is there good art and bad art, or is it just a matter of opinion? And if it's just opinion, does that reduce standards?
No, it doesn't reduce standards. I do think ultimately it comes down to opinion because one person's art is not necessarily another person's art. And so that's definitely, it just comes down to opinion. So I do think that there's more universally accepted good art, obviously, than universally accepted otherwise. But, and I do think that there, just like in music, there's good music, bad music, and it's all subjective. Somebody might think that a blaring horn is music to their ears, but, generally the public doesn't think that. And I think art is the same way. I think there's generally accepted good art and generally accepted not.
YouTube comment, Aaron, you and your team gives me such a large inspiration every time I watch your channel. You've also inspired me to make my own short film. Thank you from Russia.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for watching. I love that we have an international audience all over the world.
Yes.
Any plans to ever draw with a matchstick?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
I do have another video that we have planned where we're using primitive drawing tools. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be cool.
Oh, like a hammer and chisel?
Yeah, the hammer and chisel.
Chiseling off a rock wall?
What's your perspective on the current state of traditional 2D animation since The Boy and the Heron proved 2D can still be successful?
I've always been a 2D fan. That's my jam.
And there's been other successful films before that. I mean, in some It's like Bob's Big Boy. In some ways, it never went away. But yeah, mainstream Disney and all that stuff, of course. It's a pendulum. I think the pendulum will swing back the other direction.
Oh, this is Zero Connection. Zero Connection comments saying the Cuphead game was done on paper.
Yep, true.
Oh, was it? It was on paper?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Have you ever worked with Don Bluth or John Pomeroy?
I've worked with John Pomeroy, never Don Bluth.
John
Yep,
Pomeroy.
John Pomeroy and I are buddies.
He animated on Pocahontas, right? He animated.
Yep, he did John Smith.
Yep, and you animated a bunch of Pocahontas.
I did.
Rachel Tan says, "Hi, Aaron.
Hello.
Just wanted to ask if you have tried to challenge yourself in Studio Ghibli art style or any Japanese art style."
No. No, not that I don't appreciate their style, but I have my own style that I like to pursue, and that's what I do.
Just stick with your Western.
No, it's just my style.
Yeah.
People say it's a Disney style. I say it's my style, but all my buddies that worked for Disney, we all kind of draw slightly different from one another, but a lot of people think we draw the same.
YouTube comment, hey, Mr. Blaze, I recently purchased your Birds of Prey course, and I really love it. And I also love your...
Sorry it was so short.
I also love your animation courses that really inspire me to do animation.
Oh, that's great. It's great to hear. Thanks.
Hey, Aaron, greetings from Chile.
Hey.
Twitch comment.
Are you in Santiago? Been down to Santiago a couple times. And Valparaiso.
Another Twitch question. Any advice on how to find a mentor in animation?
Find who you like, and more often than not, they've got a social media following. So try to reach out to them on social media.
Then you find their home, you walk up to the house, knock on the door, and just go, "Dude, teach me."
Yeah, I'm sure they'd appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I came in just in time to see Nala being doodled. Someone says. Matt on YouTube says, my wife had such a crush on John Smith when she was little. Well done, John Pomeroy. Well done.
I have a feeling that part of that character that was that a lot found attractive is just the voice too. Now Gibson.
By any chance, have you seen the Sonic the Hedgehog movies?
No, I have not.
I've only seen the first one, and I've been wanting to see the other two.
I've seen all three of them. They were directed by Jeff Fowler, who I went to Ringling College of Art with, who's Aaron is a fellow Ringling alumni. And the first one was basically that project was launched by Chuck Williams, who was served as the original producer on it, got it off the ground. And Chuck has courses on our website as well.
Yeah, Chuck and I have worked together for 36 years.
He was the producer on Brother Bear.
Yeah, I gotta give the animators of that film major props because of the whole
reanimating.
Yeah, the reanimating, remodeling and reanimating. Because the first rendition of Sonic looked nothing like Sonic, and they're getting a lot of backlash over it, and so they ended up reanimating most, if not all, the stuff they've already submitted, and I think they had to delay the film another a couple of months, if not another year.
It wasn't another year, but it was
a bit of time.
Do you always draw Nala on your live streams?
No, but
Usually,
they tend to be pretty popular, so I put them out there.
Yeah, actually, so last week, if you saw last week's live stream, we sold all, and the same thing is going to happen today, by the way. All of the drawings that Aaron is doing today are going to be available on our website for purchase. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/originals, creatureartteacher.com/originals. They're not up yet, but they will be up later today. The last batch we did sold out in under an hour. So
Dang.
go to creatureartteacher.com/originals. If you want to be notified when they come out, make sure you follow us on social media and subscribe to our newsletter, because that was the first way we let everybody know. Renola says, I'm so old that I was pretty sure I was going to marry Johnny Quest when I was a kid.
Fanny Bessinet says, hello, huge fan here. Do you miss the old 2D animation style? Also, I really love your work.
Oh, thank you. I don't miss it because I still do it.
Yeah, we just completed our own animated short film called Snow Bear, and it was it's been very successful, accepted into a lot of film festivals all over the world. It's kind of starting its film festival run right now, and we've been taking it on the road, going all over the place. Zero Connection says, I love your animal running and birds flying animation cycles. Any plans on doing a swimming animation cycle tutorial, such as sharks, whales, penguins, etc.?
Yes, I will at some point. I don't have any plans right now, but yeah, underwater stuff is something that I've been wanting to do for a while.
Rain Medallion on Twitch asks, what have been some of your favorite animated works from recent years? Like, I think maybe movies.
Klaus, hands down.
And CG, I know you really like Zootopia.
Yeah.
For the art sales, do you ship to the UK?
Yep.
Yep, we ship all over the world.
All around the world. Were you into animated movies as a kid?
No more than anybody else. It wasn't something that I ever thought I was going to do as a living. But yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, it was like The Rescuers and stuff like that. It was a long time ago. It's Robin Hood. Those films.
Have you ever drawn a rabbit on a live stream? I can't remember if I've ever seen you draw one.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Oh, thank you, Techno Universal. Techno was saying that mentioned that the Sonic movie delay was 8 months.
Sue wants to know, what papers can you use the Crayola crayons on? Does it have to be a mixed media type of paper?
No, you can do it on anything as long as it's got a little bit of tooth to grab the wax. Otherwise, yeah, just do it on anything you want.
Maddie Kins from YouTube says, forgive me for this question because I'm not sure how to word it well, but is there a comfort subject that you see yourself drawing when you're feeling out of sorts?
Bears and cats.
Bears and cats.
Like I'm doing now.
That's your comfort drawing.
Did you ever get to meet Frank and Ollie?
I did. I met both Frank and Ollie. Yep. I met Frank and Ollie. I met Ward Kimball. Mark Davis.
Do you have any body workout or ergonomical tips to stay fit for drawing?
Yeah, just exercise. Make sure you which I haven't been doing lately. But yeah, you got to get in there and you got to exercise.
And as far as ergonomics go, Aaron really tries to draw from the shoulder.
Yeah, sit up straight.
Don't just noodle with the wrist. Move your arm from your shoulder as much as you can. And Bastian says, no joke, I just came home from art school where we were studying the animation from Disney movies.
Nice. Well, I hope you learned something.
And Fuzzfloof says, I just went to Montana and I got your Drawing Animals from Life course with my lifetime membership, where we were caught in a giant snowstorm with a huge herd of elk. Your course really came in handy there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
yeah, one of my favorite places to go, for sure.
Someone by the name of Anand asks, did you meet Walt Disney?
And Now, unfortunately, he had passed before Aaron was even born.
Yeah, Roy Disney.
Michelle says, Aaron, my buddy actually draws at Ollie Johnston's desk.
That's cool.
Ragtime Animation asks, do you practice drawing with your right arm as well?
No. There's
Only
no
your
point.
left?
Have you met James Baxter?
Yes, I know James Baxter well.
Have you ever drawn real life people, like realistic?
Yes.
Yes, as a matter
Many times.
of fact.
Ollie asks, does your skin grow immune to paper cuts flipping animation paper?
You don't get paper cuts as often as you think you do.
Also, if you position, I'm pretty sure if you position your fingers right, you don't have to slide your fingers up and down the papers, and thus less risk of a paper cut, right?
Right.
It's all about positioning of the hands.
These are a little bit more stylized, but if you show these, Aaron, these are some people in your Art of Aaron Blaze Volume 2 book. A little more of a stylized
Yeah, these are a little
interpretation.
stylized.
But if you purchase that book this weekend, it'll automatically enter you in our golden ticket giveaway. Purchasing this book makes you eligible to get a free year of annual membership to creatureartteacher.com. That membership gets you everything we have on the website, plus everything we release over the next year.
Also got Jolt in here.
Oh yeah, Jolt's in there too. That's right. I was just trying to find. I couldn't remember where it was at.
What are your thoughts?
There he is. Yeah, this is a watercolor on this side. This is a good friend of mine. He's a vice president at WDI in Disney. And that's a digital painting I did of him.
If you get this book, you can go to creatureartteacher.com/books.
What are your thoughts about the Treasure Planet movie?
I love it.
Yeah, I love the action. My favorite scene from that movie has to be the very opening of him with his sailboard.
Yeah.
Daniel says, I always look forward to your Friday live streams. Thank you for brightening our day, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Oh, thank you.
Ambita Draws on Twitch asks, is there any animation shot that you struggled with but are still very proud of?
Oh yeah, I mean pretty much every shot. No, but there's shots all throughout Beauty and the Beast that really, the Beast was a really difficult character to draw. There's some Roger Rabbit scenes that I've worked on over the years that were difficult. But like I said, I mean, animation in general is difficult. You just it's how you approach it and how you conquer it, and that's where I think that's where I've gotten better over the years is just understanding for not getting, overwhelmed with it and attacking it, but doing it the same way every time.
What do you think about more adult animated movies, like Watership Down or The Plague Dogs? If you haven't seen The Plague Dogs, somebody asked us about that last week.
I haven't seen The Plague Dogs. Watership Down is good. My personal preference is I like to do family films. I want something that everyone can watch. I don't think it's, doing a family film is necessarily doing a kiddie film or doing family friendly actually is, it's not the same as, you can still have drama, you can still have emotion. When you look at films like The Lion King and Bambi and all these films that are just incredibly iconic and they have a huge base because they're made for families. That's my preference. Not that I'm against the other ones. I just would rather do stuff that you can bring your kids to and everyone can enjoy it.
For you guys that work with Aaron, which was the best advice or the most important thing Aaron has taught you?
There's tons I've learned from Aaron. I mean,
You can be a jerk and still make it?
yeah, that's definitely a key point. He's really taught me the importance of having a good team behind you to make you look good.
Yeah, that's true.
That with the right crew, anybody can be made to look successful.
That's right.
No, I've learned so much from Aaron. First of all, I never, ever get tired of watching you draw. I'm continually blown away by your ability to draw and speak at the same time. And that is an underrated skill, being able to describe what you're doing while you do it.
Yeah.
And not just trying to compliment you here, but I've gotten to see you pitch story a lot, and that's an amazing, amazing thing.
I like doing that, that's for sure.
When you can make somebody cry just by telling them a story without having visuals to go with it.
Without having to hit them?
Yep, without having to hit them, yeah.
Smack him back in the head. What are you doing?
Miss Trin Trin on Twitch wants to know, what is your favorite brand for a sketchbook to go to, speaking mostly for ink and pen drawings?
I like the Strathmore toned gray sketchbooks.
Yep. I like to start with a mid-tone so that you
Actually, if you want to grab one or two of them up there, they're right there. See where they're spiral bound?
Mhm.
Yep.
grab two at random, or
Yeah, just grab whatever.
Donaldo Diaz asks, are you ambidextrous?
No. I am not ambidextrous. So these are my favorite right here. So these are the Strathmore. This one's all torn out. I'm not sure what's in here. These are actually sketches I did watching live bear cams up in Alaska. So I was sitting in Florida. I turned on the live bear cam when they were fishing for salmon, and I just sketched off the screen. And so these were drawings I did off of that. Matter of fact, this sketch right here is in the opening page of my latest volume, my latest book.
And Ross on Facebook asks, are there any more art books in the pipeline? I really love the 3 that you've already released. Yes, actually, we're planning, interesting that you're showing sketchbooks right now. We're planning on a sketchbook
Yes.
book. That'll be our next one. And we're also planning on an instructional art book, like character design and animation.
Went to a horse farm and sketched horses. What I like about the gray Strathmore is the ability to do this white. So you can go lighter, you can go darker, and it's almost like you're chiseling a drawing. You can sculpt it. So these are a lot of fun to do. See what's in this one. These were sketched in England at a game farm.
In England.
Hatton Park.
Hatton Park. This is a big Clydesdale. These are all done in just outside Manchester, England. Sitting at a farm. I loved drawing these pigs. I remember drawing these pigs. I had a blast drawing them.
Where was that? I don't remember that.
That was at the same farm where the Clydesdales were. You guys were off doing something else. I was by myself, and I found these pigs in a little pen. So I went off and I drew the pigs for a little while. There's the Clydesdales again.
Yeah.
So, the sketches from the zoo. These are all from the Chester Zoo in Chester, England. So, once again, I really love having that ability to go lighter and darker, sun bears.
Fuzz Floof asks, what's your go-to pen for drawing from life? I have a jelly roll, but I'm looking for a black ink.
Ballpoint. I like that. I like the Bimoji pen, the brush pen, which is what a lot of these are. But a lot of these here, this is a ballpoint right here. I love working in just black ballpoint.
It's like Bic ballpoint pen.
Yep.
They're cheap and they're waterproof.
Yep. Little lion character.
Burgermeister on YouTube
This is Shanghai. Just real quick. Sorry, Dustin. This is drawing in Shanghai. This is drawing in Beijing, sitting in a little back alley in Beijing. And then that's in Beijing. And I've also got, real quick, that's one of the stray dogs at the Great Wall of China And then right here, there's the same dog. And then right here, there's the actual Great Wall. I sat up on the Great Wall of China and I drew the Great Wall of China.
I mean, was the wall great?
It was great.
Yeah. Was it?
Sorry, Dustin, go ahead.
Burgermeister asks, Mr. Surblaze, I hope it's not too personal to ask, but what's your favorite fast food restaurant?
If I'm eating fast food, probably I think my favorite is Arby's. I love Arby's.
I miss In-N-Out from California.
Everybody loves In-N-Out. I find In-N-Out okay.
They make really good chocolate shakes.
I've never had In-N-Out, so I can't comment.
Bastian Gellin asks, have you seen the fan trailer for the Atlantis?
Yes. Kirk Wise loves it. He was one of the directors of Atlantis. He and I were in Armenia together recently. And he loves it.
Sue Collins on Facebook asks, what is the black pencil you're using?
This is just a black China marker. It's made by
Also-
Sharpie.
Also called a grease pencil.
Yeah,
if you
and
look it up.
it's called a China marker right here, and it's made by Sharpie, and it's like a waxy black. It goes on really nice over the crayons.
Are you saying it's made in China?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I always thought that term was interchangeable, but is there a difference between a China marker and a grease pencil?
I don't know.
I've heard both terms used, so I just didn't know.
Hair.
I think a grease pencil is softer. So I think you can use a grease pencil like on your face and stuff for making. I think. I don't know.
That would make sense.
Can Dustin do a Nixon impression?
I'm not a crook.
I'm not a crook.
That wasn't bad. Nice. You won't have Nixon to kick around.
Yeah, I've never really heard a whole lot of Nixon talking. Besides the classic, I'm not a crook. But
Well, other than watching historical news footage, you really wouldn't have had much of a chance. You know?
I remember when he was president.
Manuel asks, do you use a ruler when you draw buildings and streets from life?
No. Nope. I just freehand it and hope it's good.
I was shocked recently when I learned that China markers are called that because they can draw on porcelain.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Oh, a China. It has nothing to do with the country.
It's like fine China, like
Yeah.
China.
Interesting.
I didn't know that either.
Dwinster says, Snow Bear is screening on my birthday here in Canada. All being well, I will see it next week.
Oh, nice. Well, maybe we'll meet.
Hope you have a good birthday. I don't know why those are called China markers. They look like pencils.
Well, it's because it marks on China. It makes marks on China.
And it's marker. Ragtime's asking me if I enjoy drawing or if I'm into any other creative field. I used to draw, not not in the levels of Dad or Nick, but I've done some sketches here and there. But my focus for the past like 6 years now has been into photography, specifically into wildlife photography. Um, and in fact, I have a whole bunch of wildlife reference packs on Creature Art Teacher. I have my own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they actually sell pretty good.
Thank you. And I have my own introduction to wildlife photography course on Creature Art Teacher, and I have an Instagram on. If you go to Dustin_Blaze, and I have a whole bunch of my wildlife photography work on there.
Someone just asked an animation question, and I posted a link to Dustin's Instagram, by the way, in the comments. Do you ever plan on making a course where a character moves in perspective in a landscape? I have difficulty with the size and proportion of a character that's within a landscape or cityscape, etc.
That's actually a great. So I don't know that it's something to make an entire course about, but it's a great
It
idea
could be
for
a
a
lesson
video.
in a course.
Yeah,
Moving characters in space.
yeah. Because we always had to deal with that, and there's several shots in Snow Bear where I have to do that. One where he's walking up the hill toward camera, and you got to figure all that stuff out. You got to figure out that perspective.
Madikin says, I'm new to these streams, by the way, and I know who Aaron is, but who else is there? Well, me talking now, I'm Nick. I'm Aaron's business partner and brother-in-law, and the person talking now...
I am Dustin. I am Aaron's son, and I work as a videographer and editor for the company.
Yep.
And I also help with taking wildlife reference photos whenever we go out on wildlife trips.
I grew Dustin from a little seed pod.
And Eterno says, Dustin, please make more of those photo packs. They're great.
Oh yes, I will. In fact, there's actually another pack in the works. I just need to make a few final tune-ups in there.
Reality is what you make of it on YouTube says, much love from Morocco.
Morocco, nice.
I just got into indie animation and voicing characters, and I've now, being behind the scene, I can fully appreciate the dedication that creators from childhood had to make the shows and films we love.
Yes, it definitely is dedication for sure.
Do you have sketches or any artwork on hand of Kota from Brother Bear? I love that movie, one of my favorites.
Not on hand.
You haven't done a Kota or Brother Bear drawing yet.
I haven't. I actually haven't.
Maybe we'll do one of those.
Yeah.
Again, if you go to creatureartteacher.com this weekend and order one of 15 special courses, all marked with a golden circle icon, you are going to be automatically eligible to be upgraded to a free annual membership. Some of those courses are only $1, by the way. They're all on sale. Some are $1, some are $5, some are 50% off. Purchase any of those courses now through Monday, and 15 of you will be upgraded to an annual membership free of charge. If you purchase an annual plan, we'll be purchasing 5, which gets you everything on the website, by the way. We'll be upgrading 5 of you to lifetime memberships. And if you purchase our monthly streaming plan, which works like Netflix, you can stop or start at any time. We'll be upgrading free of charge 5 random people to an annual plan as well. You can also pick up the Regal Lion t-shirt or Aaron's Art of Aaron Blaze Volume 2 book that's signed. Those will both also make you eligible for a free annual plan. That's this weekend only, ends Monday. CreatureArtTeacher.com.
CreatureArtTeacher.com. Manuel says, I remember when I asked Dustin to do Mufasa voiced by Christopher Walken. I completely forgot about that. Did Aaron pick the lead animators for Brother Bear?
I did.
Aaron was the director, so as the director, he gets to cast the animators that he wants to work on the project, right?
Yep. We would consult. I was Bob and I had different disciplines. I had the animation discipline. Bob, my co-director, he was layout, so he would kind of relent to me on the animation side of things. I would hand everything over to him on the layout side of things. And that's how we kind of went through the whole film.
Do you compose your own music for your animation?
No. No, I don't.
We have a newcomer. G&L from YouTube says, new to the stream. What is the streaming schedule so that I can catch future streams? Thanks.
Every Friday.
Every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time is our public stream. And at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we do a members-only stream. So if you become a member at preacherorteacher.com, we do exclusive streams just for them. In addition to getting all the courses on the website, you're available to you. But typically, it's every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, although we probably won't be streaming next Friday because Aaron is going to be in Toronto.
Yep, I will be in Toronto, Canada.
I might have a guest instructor. I'm working on that. So,
When are you flying out to Toronto?
I am leaving on Thursday.
Thursday.
hey, Aaron, your work is incredible, and you always inspire me to draw. I have a question. When learning to draw something, should I keep drawing it until I can draw it from imagination?
Sure, if that's what you want to do. The key is do what you want to do. The key is, draw what makes you happy. Draw it as often as you want to draw it, and go from there. I love drawing animals, and so that's why I've gotten to the point where I draw them from imagination because I drew them so much, and I did them because I did that because I like to, and I've been lucky enough to make a career out of it.
YouTube question: how do you draw moving grass and other similar things in animation?
You literally animate the grass, one blade at a time. Now, you can also animate masses, and you animate the big, like hair. You animate the masses of hair, but also with grass, I can animate 5 or 6 unique pieces of grass, and then I can stagger them and repeat them, and it'll feel like it's all unique. So there's ways of getting around having to animate every blade. If you look at The Lion King and films like that, that's how that was done.
Burgermeister says the best stream team. That's us.
The best news team in the business.
News team, assemble! Matthew Bow asks, which letter of the alphabet would you remove if given the opportunity to do so?
Q.
Q?
And
I
X.
wit.
Q and X.
No, just one. So Q?
Yeah, there's no need for Q.
I wit.
There's no need for
Be
Y.
very Wyatt.
You can use a K.
Yep. Or C.
Ragtime animation. The Blaze family runs like a mafia syndicate. Aaron's the Don, and everyone else, Capo's running the operation.
I'm gonna make her an offer I can't refuse.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
Yeah, I love these white markers because I can
It's like a white paint marker, right?
Yeah, it's not really paint. It's not like a paint marker because it's not quite as opaque. But yes, it's very similar to that.
Your hair is there you go. Sorry.
That's all right.
I know you're doing
need to
detail.
know because I drift in every time.
I'm sure you've done it a few times. I haven't caught it because I'm not constantly looking at it. But
Medikin's comments on your quick response with the letter Q. And he was so confident and quick with that response. What did Q do to Aaron?
I find Q annoying. And why the heck can you only use Q with a U?
and in that case, the U is a W.
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
Do you have any advice to improve animation skills beyond the 12 principles?
Practice.
We have a full course on acting for animation. I mean, that's really the 12 fundamentals are just to get you to be able to then do acting, which is the real art form of animation, right?
Yeah.
Aaron always says animation is not moving something around, it's bringing something to life.
Exactly.
Renola Dominguez asks, what brand is that marker? I watch you and my sketching speeds up.
That marker, what did I do with it? It's a Faber-Castell Pitt White 101.
We had a viewer comment in Korean. I think they're from Korea, so I apologize if this Google translates a little bit off, but they're basically saying that tiger's expression is so dynamic. You're like my teacher, and I really like this drawing. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Cat Amount asks, could you draw a cougar?
Can you draw the letter Q? Someone wants to know.
Angela Odin on Facebook says, I never tire of watching you draw. I continue to learn through your instruction and example. Thank you for sharing with other artists.
Oh, thank you.
And Claire Weaver asks, it's so cool watching these drawings build up layer upon layer. How do you know when when your artwork is finished? How can you tell?
For these, they get so covered in wax, I can't put anything more down on them.
They're
Just cotton.
You are actually doing this thing that you always do where they're getting more and more detailed as you're going.
Oh, yeah.
You notice that?
I do that all the time.
Like when we did the 100 Disney characters, by the end, they were full rendered color.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like the very first ones were like very
Hair.
basic sketches.
There you go.
This is for you, Catamount.
CJ Parker says, hey, Aaron, if you remember doing a video on reviewing people's art that are submitted, are you going to do another video on that? I would like to show you my paintings.
We definitely plan on doing more review and feedback to our members and our audience goers. That is definitely in the works. Right now, our travel schedule is making that sort of stuff a little bit more difficult. But as soon as we wrap up some of that, we're going to be definitely shifting over to that sort of interaction.
Catamount says, it looks so good already. And Mannequins says, I struggle with the discipline to keep drawing. It's very mesmerizing to watch you spit drawings out effortlessly. And
that spitting took 50 years to do.
Here, let me get this drawing done for you. Tweet.
His face is a little bit squat. but I'll go with it anyway. It's a little smushed.
It almost looks like a cheetah a little bit. Oh, just that short of a nose just makes me think that. Happy Draws asked, any advice for clean drawings for animation? When I draw frames with your average time, I draw very rough, and when I slow down, I draw slow. Is this normal?
Yeah, totally normal. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it.
It just takes practice.
Yeah.
Rome was not built within a day.
And neither was learning to draw.
Practice makes better. I always think it should be that phrase. Practice makes better. I've never been a fan of practice makes perfect.
Yeah, exactly. At least from an art standpoint.
I think from any standpoint. Because there's always going to be a flaw somewhere. I mean, yes, you can improve on that flaw, but then it could possibly form another flaw somewhere else.
Yeah.
I disagree.
See, not even our team is perfect.
So, cougars, catamounts. How many of you knew that another name for cougar is catamount?
Catamount?
Yes.
I didn't,
I didn't
know
know
that.
that.
Yep.
That explains Catamount's
Request.
name on YouTube and request.
Question about, and I know you've talked about this before, but is a puma just a type of cougar, or
No, it's just another name.
it's just another name, right? It's not
Yeah.
a species.
No, the cougars have so many different names. It's cougar, it's mountain lion, it's catamount, it's puma, it's panther. They've got so many different names, and they all mean the same thing.
And a black panther is really a leopard, right?
It's a black phase because you can have a black jaguar.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yep, it's a genetic abnormality,
Interesting.
anomaly, I should say, not abnormality. And then here's I want to see who gets this, because there's a lot of animals that have different names. What is the other name for a North American elk? Let's see who gets that. And it's a Native American name, and it actually is fairly used quite a bit, but not a lot of people that don't know about elk use it. Another name for a North American elk. See who gets that.
Without going to Google or ChatGPT.
Yeah, don't go to Google or ChatGPT. No cheating.
Both our end says
Someone
moose.
said a moose.
No. Now a moose in Europe is called an elk.
Oh, I got two that are similar. Wapiti?
Yep, wapiti.
Wapiti.
Yep, that's it. It's a Native American
Fury's
name
and
for elk.
Martin were like tied to that, or actually Casra, Don.
Actually, the first one, because I've got the comments on all of them I saw, was on Twitch, and it was Noel Taylor was the bass player, was the first
Yes.
one to comment.
Yep, I know. We know Noel.
Manuel asks, do you get along with technology, or are you already having old man problems with it?
I've been having old man problems with technology since I was 25. But I like technology. And, for all the hatred that I have for AI imagery and all that kind of stuff, I think there's a lot of great stuff that's coming out of technology, obviously, and that type of technology moving forward, as long as it can be figured out. But I definitely kind of struggle with technology a little bit, as Nick will tell you. But I'm
You're
not
not
sure
really, you just get frustrated when you start something new, and that's pretty standard,
Yeah.
But you're pretty adaptable once you get something into your workflow.
Yeah, once it's in my workflow, yeah, it's fine. But don't ask me to jump over to another software because then I go, ah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty normal. I mean, if you all of a sudden jump from one editing program to the other, there's
Yeah.
learning curves, and
There's your catamount. Let me get some color over here.
Your Cougar.
Cougar. Mountain lion.
Mountain lion. Paul asks, are you going to get a robot?
Nope.
If I ever get if there's ever robots in the future, I just hope they're not made by a company called Skynet or they're probably called Megan.
Megan, yeah.
You've seen
Yeah, I saw Megan.
I never saw it was any good.
It was actually pretty good. I liked it.
Have you seen that? Have you seen the trailer for the new one?
No.
It's Meg 2.0, and they're actually it's actually going from like a horror. It's going into more action now. It actually looks like a lot of fun.
How about we do one more?
One more.
Yeah.
Well, Martin's got
Oh, I was supposed to do an elephant, wasn't I?
Yeah,
an elephant.
or a Kenai or Kota or something like that.
Kina or Kota.
Oh, yeah.
Kina and Kota.
Let's not get carried away.
3 hours later.
In your next sketch, can you draw three panels and give the cat speech bubbles? So in other words, a comic strip.
No. Next.
Martin's asking a classic of a question. Have you ever used voice recognition technology
Uh-oh.
in a lift in Scotland?
Dustin just lives for that question.
It's one of my favorite little bits from over there.
We've actually been in a lift with Martin.
Yeah, we have.
You can imagine that the joke was
Yes.
immediately used.
Oh, did he actually?
Of course.
Of course.
You think he was going to pass up that opportunity?
Yeah, one of it.
It was at the Natural History Museum in Vienna.
Nice. Martin all caps just wrote, one more thing. Burgermeister, Optimus Prime. Is that your recommendation of what to draw next, Burgermeister? Kamojo's asking, is that Kota?
Yes.
He's another one of my favorites.
It's my attempt at Kota. I directed the movie, but I didn't animate the character. Alex Cooperschmidt animated him. But I remember him. I have him enough in my head that I can draw him.
Oh, I forgot that Alex animated Kota. In fact,
Yep.
I always forget.
And so did your uncle.
Uncle did?
Yeah.
Drew Kota?
Yep.
Oh.
Uncle Travis was one of the, outside of Alex Cooperschmidt, your uncle did the most Kota footage.
Wow. Which one was the supervisor for Kota? Was it
Alex. Yeah, Cooperschmidt.
Alex was the lead.
Yeah.
And who was the lead for Kenai?
Bear or human?
Bear.
That was Byron Howard.
Byron Howard.
And then human was Jim Jackson.
Jim?
Yeah.
I miss Jim.
Yeah. Jim.
Jim. You're really cool, Jim. No one will ever know.
No. No one knows what you're talking about.
Nope. Do you draw fishes too?
Not on a regular basis, but I do. I have, yes.
Komoju comments. You just did a better drawing in 2 minutes than I could do in an hour.
Well,
Practice makes better. Pedro Martinez asks, can you draw a peregrine falcon? It's my favorite animal. Did you do a
I
peregrine
can.
falcon?
I'm not going to do one today. I'm hitting the end of my line here.
Did you do a peregrine falcon episode in the birds course?
Yeah, I did that. And I also drew peregrines in our Drawing Animals from Life
Oh, yeah.
at the Bird Center.
Yeah, so either of those, if you like peregrine falcons, go over to creatureartists.com and grab the Drawing Animals from Life course or How to Draw Birds course.
The Drawing Animals from Life course is eligible for our golden ticket giveaway. It's one of
I've got a golden ticket.
It's one of 15 courses that if you purchase it this weekend, and it's 50% off, by the way, it'll automatically put you in an eligibility for a free annual membership upgrade.
Oh, these aren't the ones I thought they were.
And it's actually Birds of Prey course, not just Birds course. Birds of Prey. My mistake.
These are all, I drew these in Armenia. I went to the zoo in Yerevan, Armenia. I thought these are the drawings I did at the Birds of Prey Center. But these were quick sketches I did. I brought a class out in Armenia, of all places. It was very cool. They had a great bear exhibit. These are the bears here. And we went out and I talked about drawing animals from life, finding the shapes. Obviously, the alligators I did from here in Florida.
They're part of the Drawing Animals from Life course.
Yeah, that's why I thought I had the birds were in there, but they're not. I know where they are.
Real quick,
Right
were you at some animation school or are you self-taught?
I learned animation at Disney. I got hired at Disney and then learned animation. Well, I got an internship at Disney and then got hired as a result.
But right before that, you were at Ringling, right?
I was.
But not for animation.
But not
So
for-
these, in my Drawing Animals from Life course, these are the drawings that I did in that course. So in that course, you can see me do these from life. All of these were done during that. This is at the horse drawing or a horse farm with Mike. And then this was at the zoo in Tampa. These were. And I'm going to trying to get to the peregrine falcon is what I'm doing here.
While you're looking, do you have a favorite between digital or traditional art, or do you enjoy working in both equally?
I like both equally. It's just, I like, broadening my horizons as much as I can with mediums. That way, if I get bored with one, I jump over to another.
Pencil Guy Animation says, I'm serious about learning animation. I'm looking forward to buying the annual membership and start learning soon. Go for it. Seriously, you won't regret it. We think it's the best value in art education, and it gets you access to tons of stuff. We've got over 800 hours worth of courses there.
Danielle Arista asks, you didn't need a portfolio back then?
Yes, I needed a portfolio back then. I put together a portfolio of drawings.
But it was a drawing portfolio, not an animation portfolio.
Exactly.
And that's all they wanted at the time, right? They just wanted to
Yeah, they just wanted to see that I could draw. So here's the Birds of Prey Center. This is a little owl. And then there's the ball. Oh, hold on. I missed it. The one page I skipped. There's our peregrine falcon right there. So that's in my drawing animals from life course. And then this is a live peregrine falcon I got to sit down and sketch. So there's all that work for that.
Happy Draws says, Aaron, you are number one in what I call my new generation of Disney's 9 old men. There's you, James Baxter, Glenn Keane, the Bancroft brothers, Andreas Deja, Sergio Pablos, Mark Henn, and Eric Goldberg.
Oh, thank you.
And would you count the Bancroft brothers as a single entity or
No, they counted as 2.
two separate? Question. If I make a budget animation desk, do I need a peg bar, hole puncher, and a light box?
Well, you need a peg bar.
Yeah, you absolutely need a peg bar.
You have to have a peg bar.
You can buy the paper pre-punched, but if you're able to punch it yourself.
Yeah, if you can punch it yourself, that's great. But I recommend just getting it pre-punched. It's a little more expensive, but it's worth it.
So you're saying that the most important thing is the peg bar.
Well, you have to have a peg bar.
You have to be able to hold the paper in place.
Yeah, it keeps everything registered. This little piece right here.
Soul Animation asks, is your desk from Disney?
Yep.
If you built it, do you have any tips on building one?
No, this is
Take your time.
Take your time.
Yeah, this is from Disney. I've had this particular desk I've had for about 30 years.
And when he left Disney, he just went, no, I'm taking the desk with me.
Yeah, I had to pay for it. But they gave me a good deal.
Did you just ask him like, hey, can I take the desk with
No,
me?
because it was when the studio was closing, and they were basically saying to everybody that they could take their desks if they wanted to purchase them. So I did.
Yeah, so that's because there's the Orlando animation desk.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, was that desk when we were living in California when I was in high school?
Yeah, this is the desk.
Was that did you bring that desk into the animation studio there? Or
No,
was it
it was in my studio down by the tennis court.
Right. I miss that little spot.
Yeah.
Because back then, not only did Dad have his little animation studio in there, and also that was where he did all his painting, but also back during those days, I was collecting figurines.
Yeah.
And I would paint the figurines down there. It was both his and I's little art studio. So while I was painting my figurines, he was doing his Disney stuff. Good times.
There we go. There's our little Kota.
Little Kota.
How many animations did this desk help create?
This one goes all the way back to Beauty and the Beast.
So many animations.
Many animations. Kota.
How does it feel, Aaron, knowing you've impacted so many childhoods with your work?
Feels pretty darn good. It really does. I'm very blessed to have had that opportunity.
I'm feeling pretty good. How much better is it to buy a course than watching your videos?
A lot.
When you buy a course, you're watching my videos.
But it's different than the live stream. So the courses go much more in depth.
They're very structured.
Also, it's the best way to support us. That's the reason we're able to put free content out on the website or out on YouTube is because people support us by buying courses.
Yes,
so
exactly.
if you want to help us continue to make things like Snow Bear, our animated short, or continue to be able to put videos here on YouTube and other social or the other platforms we're streaming on, the best way to support us is buy a course from creatureartteacher.com. You'll be glad that you did.
Would you have Christopher Walken narrate Snow Bear if you had the opportunity?
I think that'd be pretty darn cool.
The Antarctic. It's cold. It's vast. Most importantly, it needs more cowbell. The only time I found Christopher Walken being casted in a weird way, like a miscast, I think was what would be called, is him playing as Emperor for Dune Part 2.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I'm just picturing him as the Emperor of the lore and just coming out going, "Welcome to Arrakis."
That was all just so you could say that. That was the whole reason you brought it up.
I love it.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more spice.
That's funny.
Don't encourage it.
I know.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
I'm drawing a fan art of you. Once finished, where should I post it in the members only Discord? Which channel is best? Also, can I share past lesson artworks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the Discord, each lesson has its own channel. So if you're a member, you see the full channels to the website, and every course has its own thread. So posted in that particular thread. As far as the fan artwork, there's a general place for illustrations and stuff. I can't remember what it is, but there's a couple over there.
There we go, guys. So there's our Kota.
There's a Kota.
Once again, these will be available up on our on the website. There's our Cougar.
Cougar.
Actually, I wonder if he should be have some color put in there.
One more thing.
One more thing.
There's the one more
Go
thing.
for it. One more thing.
Well, I can't.
Do
That's
it.
the one thing I've found is I can't do color over the China marker.
Oh, that makes sense.
It just
Come on.
it smears the China marker and it just makes it tony.
Come on, do it.
But it's kind of cool.
How to find you on Discord?
You have to become a member to our website, creatureartteacher.com. It's a private Discord.
And then there's Wolf I did earlier in the week. Did that on Monday, I believe.
With
This is what we started the day with, is this little wolf here. This little wolf went to market. And then, hey, who thought when they were kids that when they said this little piggy went to market, they just thought he went shopping?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I always thought. Then as I got older and I reheard and went, oh.
I still think it's they went to market shopping because the one goes all the way home.
That's right. He went wee, wee, wee all the way home.
I
So
love
there's
that.
all our drawings. There's Nala. There's some tiger guy. There's a random wolf.
Is that what I should title that one? Some tiger guy?
Some
Another wolf.
dagger.
The cougar. And Kota. Actually, I kind of like Kota the best today. He came out. I like him. So anyway, there you guys go. There we are.
So these are going to be up on the website later today. creatureartteacher.com/originals. creatureartteacher.com/originals. If you sign up for our newsletter, you'll get notified as soon as they're available. And don't forget, this weekend we've got a ton of deals going on the website, including our golden ticket giveaway. If you purchase any of 15 specially designated courses on the website, or the Regal Lion t-shirt, or signed art books, those will make you eligible for an opportunity to get a free upgrade to an annual premium membership. If you're already an annual premium or monthly streaming member, you're automatically eligible. You don't have to do anything. And if you purchase an annual or streaming membership, you've got an opportunity to get upgraded as well. Creature Art Teacher.
.com.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys. It was an awesome day. I always
was.
love drawing, especially with crayons.
Crayons.
And we love drawing. You know, you guys ask great questions, and thanks for tuning in. And
Spread the word.
let's do
spread
it
the
again
word.
soon.
It was a lot of fun.
We'll see you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
See ya.
See you later.
Cowboy Bebop.
Bye.
Put some beauty back in the world.